It took every ounce of self-control in Trinity's body not to look for another escape route. I've pissed the Alpha off already. It's probably a bad idea to do that again. Still, knowing she was under deliberate lockdown did not inspire her to stay put. All she had wanted was room to get away. And now, she had to miss classes. Trinity plopped on the bed with a sigh. She reached for her phone and started to compose a new text to Juniper. Going to miss class today. Sucks. Can I borrow your notes later? Before she could hit send, Trinity heard the sound of the door unlocking. Trinity? It was Noah again. I didn't realize you would hand-deliver me breakfast, and that it would come so soon. But Noah didn't have any food with him. He was looking at the phone in her hand. Actually, I just came back because I forgot to tell you something. No one must know you are the Alpha's mate and the new Luna. No one, he told her. Trinity held up her phone. Don't worry, this is just a text to Juniper about missing classes. Noah strode over and glanced at the text. He nodded. Okay, sure, you can send that. But be careful what you communicate and how. I feel bad enough we've locked you down. But you don't want to get your phone taken away too, he added. Trinity felt the blood drain from her face. No way. Do you think he'd really do that? Completely isolate me? Noah shrugged. Honestly... The way he trailed off, Trinity realized it was no joke. She really couldn't mess with the Alpha. Noah gave her a tight smile. This is just until the marking ceremony is over. We can't have the news spread prior to the gathering. Trinity hit send and tossed her phone onto the bed. Don't worry. I'd rather none of this was happening at all. I'm not exactly rushing to brag. Honestly, part of me hopes that if no one knows about it, then maybe this will all just go away, Trinity told him. Noah shook his head. It won't be as bad as all that, Trinity. You'll see. But Trinity didn't believe him. Did you ask him about my classes yet? I promise I'm not going to run anywhere. I just can't stay locked up in only one room for a whole week. She could see Noah wrestling with himself. Then he looked up at her. Okay, fine. I'll talk to Reese. See what I can do. She watched him leave the room. And once again, she was locked in. Trinity finished unpacking, then sat on the bed again, unsure of what to do with herself until breakfast. Noah had said the house arrest was just until the marking ceremony. But Trinity had the sinking feeling that this is what just a taste of life with the Alpha might look like forever. When Trinity's breakfast finally arrived, she was ravenous. She had to admit, the food in this place was almost good enough to make her excuse everything else that sucked about it. Sizzling bacon, thick pancakes, fluffy eggs, slabs of butter, and the freshest orange juice she had ever tasted. Trinity may be a prisoner, but at least she didn't have to suffer prison rations. Trinity was flipping through course material, trying to stay on top of the lecture she was missing, when someone new turned up at her door. An older woman came in, wheeling a cart full of sumptuous fabrics, spools of thread, and a sewing machine. Hello, dearie. My name is Gina. I'm the Regal Tailor. Trinity knew of the Regal Tailor. She was one in a long familial line that had been tailored for all the pack's previous Alphas and Lunas. Trinity had even seen Gina's work from afar. The pack leaders were always dressed beyond compare. It was as though their clothing was cut from the very ocean, sky, and shadows, and bejeweled with stars. The Regal Tailors had a true gift. And now one of them was here, to clothe Trinity. Gina studied every inch of Trinity from head to toe. Trinity blushed. She had never been scrutinized quite like this, and she felt as though Gina was mentally picking out flaws. But when Gina finally looked up, she flashed a bright smile. The dress Lunas wear to the marking ceremony has traditionally been passed from one Luna to the next, but your fame is much smaller than those who came before you. Gina said it matter-of-factly, rather than with any criticism. I don't have much time to do extensive tailoring to the piece. Even if I did, I wouldn't want to drastically alter a ceremonial relic, but we'll figure out a solution. You do have a lovely figure. I'm sure we'll find a way to fit the dress to you. Gina directed Trinity over to the mirror, then up onto a small step stool. Gina took several careful measurements of Trinity's waist, chest, hips, and wingspan. Okay, now I'll need you to get undressed and try on what we have. I'd like to see how it fits you. Trinity stepped off the stool. She waited a beat for Gina to leave, but Gina simply stood there and raised an eyebrow. Well, today if we can. Trinity blanched as she realized Gina wasn't going to give her any privacy. The pit of Trinity's stomach fell 5 stories deeper when she realized this was just what life was going to be like from now on. Employees and servants and guards and liaisons just flitting around all the time everywhere. Trinity would probably rarely have any time to herself. She shivered. She truly missed home. Trinity undressed, trying not to be awkward but feeling immensely so. But when Gina handed her the dress, Trinity's breath caught in her throat. The fabric was like liquid silver. It was sleek and soft and some of the thinnest material Trinity had ever touched. When she slid the gown over her head with Gina's help, the bodice was too tight, the arms were too loose, the waist fell too low, and the leg dragged far beyond Trinity's feet. But the dress itself was unbelievably beautiful. Looking in the mirror, Trinity realized the dress wasn't just silver. If she turned ever so slightly and the light hit her just right, dark, moody hints of midnight blue peeked through the silver. The dress's long, dramatic sleeves were extremely delicate, made merely of crisscross webs of silver thread. Trinity's bare arms showed beneath. Gina frowned at the pool of extra fabric around Trinity's feet. It really will be a shame to cut away this much material, but I don't see a way around it, she added. Trinity thought for a moment. The dress was for someone much, much taller than she was. But it was so beautiful that Trinity couldn't bear the idea of Gina taking scissors to the hem in so drastic a manner. What if... Trinity's voice trailed off when Gina's head snapped towards her. But she had to finish the thought. She had started to voice it, and there was no turning back. What if instead of taking out the entire bottom, you bring up the waist some and, fan the rest of the fabric out behind me? Gina's eyes sparked. Turn the drop waist into an empire waist, you mean, and create a train to follow behind you, like a small waterfall of silver. Trinity nodded. That's exactly what she meant. Gina grinned. Well, well, so the new Luna has taste and creativity. How about that? Gina put a few pins and notes on the dress so she would know how to alter it. Then, Trinity slithered out of the silver gown and reluctantly handed it back over. The fabric had been so liquid, so soft, that her skin felt strangely rude without it. Gina wheeled her cart back out of the room, leaving Trinity alone once again. Trinity couldn't help but be excited. She was not looking forward to the marking ceremony, or being marked by the Alpha, but she was looking forward to wearing that dress once more. Come in. Trinity wondered if it even mattered whether she said it or not. Thus far, people had been traipsing in and out on her without caring whether she wanted to see anyone or not. To Trinity's surprise, when the door opened, it was none other than the Alpha. He strode in. If Trinity didn't know any better, she might almost think he was amused.
Noah gave me an earful on your behalf, he said.
Trinity's breath hitched. Noah must have already talked to the Alpha about her returning to class. She sent a silent prayer to the goddess. Goddess, please. I need to go to school or I will lose my mind. I worked so hard. Don't let it all go down the drain just because of this. This giant, stupid misunderstanding. To Trinity's enormous relief, the goddess seemed to be listening.
You can resume classes tomorrow, but under one condition.
Trinity almost didn't hear the second part. She was so giddy, thanking the goddess. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, forever eternal, thank you, goddess. Then it sank in. A condition. The way things had been going, she couldn't imagine she would like whatever it was. What condition? She asked. The Alpha examined his perfectly manicured nails. Trinity watched his fingers move and tried to quash the sudden heat in her belly. She tried to remind herself that she wanted nothing to do with this man, even if she maybe wanted something to do with his fingers.
An escort will take you to and from the university, and he'll sit in on your larger lectures.
Trinity frowned. I don't need a babysitter. The Alpha cocked an eyebrow.
And Harry Houdini didn't need a cage.
Trinity could feel anger bubbling. First of all, Harry Houdini was an escape artist. The whole point of the cage was to get out of it, not to keep him in. Second of all, I told Noah, I'm not going to run away again. Reese crossed his arms.
Still, I don't trust you yet.
Trinity thought her head would explode. He doesn't trust me? He's the one who has me locked up. But she bit back her words. Okay, fine. Who? Noah? Carter? Reese shook his head. His black locks fell over his eyes, making him look even broodier than usual.
No. I rely on Noah too much in my day-to-day operations, and Carter is your kin. Noah tells me you two are close. Who's to say he won't just help you escape if you decide to run off again? He said.
Trinity suppressed a grumble. So what? Some random dude I don't even know is just going to be following me all day, every day? I'm not doing that, she complained. The Alpha was starting to get angry.
Then get to know him, and he won't be a random dude.
Before Trinity could retort, the Alpha took 2 steps and was face to face with her, holding her upper arms. He stared down into Trinity's face.
What's done is done. We're mated. We both have to deal with it. For you, that means accepting this escort.
He let go of her arms and went back to the door. He stopped for a moment before leaving the room.
You're not the only one in this mess, you know.
The Alpha left the room, leaving Trinity to wonder how exactly he did feel about everything that was happening.
Don't let your excitement die! The full audio series is on the Pocket FM app. Tap the link in the description to install now.